Tropes in anime. That is what we're going to be talking about today. And we're going to have to be ranking them based on how overused all of these are. Yeah, this is a have to. This is a required practical because my brother, how are you telling me, right? My dad can come up to my room, right? See a single panel, a single screenshot, a singular frame from any given anime, any given manga, point at every single character that's on that screenshot and go like, yep, you see that main character, he's probably got like 10 gajillion powers and he's like OP as fuck. And you know what? Let me make a blind guess. His girlfriend is off screen right now, but I bet she's got like the biggest honker-donkers on her frontal inventory. Oh, and you see that guy with glasses on the back? Yeah, watch this guy start randomly playing a chess game in the middle of the entire show. If he can make all of these assumptions and then I can look at this guy straight in the face and go like, how do you know? My brother, your watch time on this show is less than 1 second. You've seen a singular panel. How do you know? Then there's something wrong with these tropes, you know? I think one example that I can give that I don't think is talked about enough is the rank system. My brother, Demon Slayer has like the most useless, obscure rank system ever. And throughout the entire show, all they talk about is the harsh students and everybody else. I'm gonna get in detail on that in a bit. But if you guys enjoy this kind of content, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell to keep my videos up there. And with that all being said, let us get into the video. The overpowered main characters. You see, I was gonna complain about solo leveling on this part because I wanted to make every single video an excuse to complain about this show. But honestly, like, credits where it's due. Like, the whole point of the fact that Sung Jin Woo is an overpowered character is so that everyone else can feel this guy aura farming, you know? Like, I've talked to so many people who actually enjoyed solo leveling, and their unanimous answer in why was because Sung Jin Woo is a massive aura farmer. And the fact that you can feel the aura through the screen is cool. And you know what? If a show doubles down and dumbs itself down to the point where it can just do that, then you know what? Again, credits where it's due. I respect that. I think the trope overall, okay, here's my take on the trope overall, right? I think the whole thing about the main characters being overpowered from the start is an overused trope. I'm gonna put you in overused right now, yeah? But because so many people have tried and tested this exact trope, people actually got better at making a story around it. Like, I think about 10 years ago, I would have put this in a y'all gotta chill. But like, Rimuru playing Clash of Clans in real life is kind of cool, okay? Like, I think a pattern for like a good OP main character is like, first of all, they have like a backbone on how they got really strong, how they got all these powers and everything, right? They've got the lore set. And second of all, these main characters are kind of like a final last resort kind of thing. Like Saitama, the thing about the One Punch Man universe is that the Hero Association can actually do without Saitama 99% of the time. But because of that 1% that's actually like the deepest thing ever, when the world is literally about to come to an end, that's when Saitama kicks in. That is when Saitama comes in clutch. That is when you know he is the absolute GOAT! Like, same thing with Rimuru. Like, this motherfucker has Minecraft creative mode, like, literally equipped on this man. And he's got his own chat GPT. Like, that's the craziest thing. But because Rimuru eventually built his civilization to go like, guys, I have 5 million power in Rise of Kingdoms. You're not gonna match my army. You're not gonna get past the last line of defense and then get to the point where you actually face me. Like, because this man's actually in like the king position and everything's about like his underlings. Like, I think that whole concept is pretty cool. And like, okay, one more example. Like, not many people mention this, but my brother, like, in terms of power scaling, Frieren is like top 5 within the entire verse. Okay, at least amongst the majors. Like, she is absolutely broken. But the entire show sinks you into this adventure so goddamn well that it feels extra cool when she actually locks in, if you get what I mean. Like, I think as long as the whole point of the ability doesn't boil down to just getting the huzz, it's got a lot of potential. Like, don't get me wrong, it is overused as of now, but I'm actually happy to see more of them come out because you guys are low-key cooking. The ranking system. Alright, solo leveling, your free trial on getting glazed has now expired. My brother! The ranking system in solo leveling solely exists so that you can power scale Sung Jin Woo without actually writing the power scaling part of the power scaling. Like, brother, sure, there was an explanation saying that, okay, a B rank hunter is 10 times stronger than a C rank hunter, and an A rank is stronger than a B rank by 10-fold, etc, etc. Based on what? Just a bunch of numbers? Just a power level metric? I mean, at that point, just use a scouter. And look, okay, I get it. They tried to do this cool thing where like, oh, there's levels within the rank as well, you know. There's like these S ranks, and then there's like that white-haired old man that's meant to be like level stronger than these guys down here. And then on top of all of that is Sung Jin Woo. Surprise, surprise. This guy is an anomaly in the system. Based on what? What can the hunters actually do? Like, okay, I don't mind when like a show uses the rank system for the purpose of power scaling, but one thing is that it's not as plug and play as like power levels. I think I'm looking for like a little bit more politics when it comes, well, like if a show has a rank system, I think there needs to be a little bit more lore, a little bit more like politics revolving around that rank system that I need to know about. Like power levels like in Dragon Ball is literally just a brain dead dick measuring contest. And that in itself is simple and cool. If you're putting in a rank system, you gotta explain it in some way, shape, or form, dog. Like, brother, why does Demon Slayer? Why the fuck does Demon Slayer have as many ranks as the number of weight classes in the UFC? But the only ranks you see are the ones that Tanjiro and everyone else is in, and the Hashiras. Like, I feel like Demon Slayer would have been the exact same show if it was just everyone else, right? Just the normal ass Demon Slayers. And then the big guys that work directly under the top. And these guys are known as the Hashiras. Okay, these guys get the special name. If it was like that, this show, trust me, this show would not change a singular bit. Now, where am I gonna put this in the list? I think I'm gonna put you in Overused. I'm gonna actually put you above the overpowered main characters because I don't know, it might just be my bias, but I've seen more times where the rank system isn't even needed or like the rank system is done bad than when it was done good. Like, okay, let me try and remove my bias. Like, I've seen good examples like JJK's rank system I can explain really well because it's been explained in the show really well and it's actually relevant. Like the whole thing of like, okay, the grade 2 sorcerers are able to easily defeat the grade 2 equivalents of curses. When I get given that kind of explanation, I'm like, I see. That's actually informative, you know? Now I know how dangerous like the curses are. Now I know how strong the sorcerers are, like in general. Another example I'll pull up is Bleach. Like, brother, that show has like 20 different rank systems, okay? You got the base Gote 13s. That's already ranked systems to the power of 13. And then you have the Arunkas. Like, come on, bro. It's like, is it not cool to see each and every one of these rank systems like have a clash between each other? To see like whichever group's metric of power is greater than the other. Like, it's exciting in the same sense as like how there's like multiple sanctioning bodies in boxing. How there can be like, you know, 4 different world champions within a division at the same time. And then you get curious, innit? You know, who's actually stronger among the 4. Like, Bleach has like layers upon layers on this power scaling to the point that it's actually heated. But I think overall I gotta put it in Overused because too many shows use it as a plug and play thing. Tournament arcs. Okay, this one was a very difficult one. I had to think really hard for this one because here's the thing. The more shonens, or the more like battle mangas, battle animes, all of the ones that involve like a bunch of guys beating the shit out of each other, for every single one that I name, there's always a tournament arc inside of them. But the more I think about the tournament arcs, the closer I come to this one conclusion that holy shit, this trope is absolutely broken, brother. And I'm not saying broken as it is bad. Like, I'm saying it's broken because you can literally slap it on any show. Literally any show that involves physical conflict and it will just go well. Brother, unless you put like an entire like 50 episodes with fillers in between each episode, my brother, the tournament arc, it promises conflict in a fast-paced scenario, it promises character interactions, it promises new characters, and there's hype moments and aura. I'm sorry, bro, I've yet to see a show that has done a tournament arc wrong because it is so difficult for this to be done wrong. Like brother, you know it's crazy. You know it's crazy when like the trope is so good that there are literal shows that are made around tournament arcs and tournament arcs alone. My brother, if you can make Record of Ragnarok as good as it is, you know this pattern of stuff is like insane. Yeah, I'm gonna put you in mostly done right. Okay, I'm gonna be a little bit cautious and not put it in tame because I have seen a lot of it. I can name at least 10 shows that use the tournament arc. Like, the quantity is there, but I have yet to see a bad example. But because I know for a fact there's a lot of them out there, I'm gonna be a little bit cautious and not put you in tame. I feel like that makes sense. Chess! I can't lie, I only put this into the list because I needed to talk about how Lelouch played it. I'm sorry, bro. Okay, this might come in as a no-shitter for you, but if you want to add something into your show, at least know how to do it. Like, for example, in a game of, if you're adding a game of chess, you gotta at least know how to play the game, or you gotta at least make the characters follow the rules, or you gotta make this game like 4-dimensional chess. You gotta make this game like at the point of like League of Legends or some shit. Because, brother, king to king check. And a good example of like a chess game that's done, you know, actually correctly is like, I don't know, Koji versus Sakayanagi. That's the only piece of glaze I'm gonna give to High School of the Elite, because it's a chess game. And it's played at like a decently high level. Like, that game actually convinced me that, okay, I know Koji can literally beat my ass at chess. But my brother, getting through Code Geass, oh boy. Look, when I saw in the first episode, right, Lelouch, you know, substituting for another guy and being like, yep, I'ma win by making the first move a king move. Hey, honestly, I thought that was cool. I didn't really pay attention to the board state, nor did I give a shit at the time, but you know what? That's episode 1. I thought that was really cool, you know? We got my man Lelouch aura farming from episode 1. And then, allegedly, the bigger aura farmer, that is his brother, rocks in later on in the show, plays a game of chess against Lelouch. And then he's like, oh, you're about to be in big trouble after this move. King to king check. Oh! And you know what's crazy? You see how the king is checking the king? Now that's already one thing that's wrong. The other thing that's wrong is not only is there a king that's able to take the king that's checking the king, there's also a pawn that's attacking the king. Bro, make this make sense. I beg, make this make sense. Like, okay, as a trope, I'm gonna be real with you. I've only seen like 3 chess games within the entire course of the animes that I've watched. So I'm gonna put you in tame. But I just needed to crash out about whatever the fuck happened in Code Geass. Okay, to be fair, many things happened in Code Geass, but specifically the chess game, okay? I just need to mention that one. The evil churches. This is quite an interesting one that came up recently because of that one video. I'm gonna be real with you. I think there's ample reason for an anime to portray a church to be secretly evil. Because, my brother, the type of shit that the clergy has done, historically speaking, is like, oh boy. I'm telling you, like, my brother, you do not want to be deemed a witch. If you're in a Christian neighborhood, right, 300 years ago, and if your ass gets deemed a witch or any kind of heretic in some way, shape, or form, oh boy. Oh boy, the things that are gonna be done to you. Like, I think the best thing that could happen to you is to get like that. You know Briar from League of Legends. You know how she's got that wooden board thing? Yeah, you're gonna get that exact same treatment. You're gonna feel the weight of both wood and both of your arms combined. And all of that weight's going on your neck. Now, that's already a little bit worse than a minor inconvenience, right? We're not even gonna mention the number of people who got actually like genuinely burnt alive. Like, read or watch like any documentary about Jeanne d'Arc. Okay, not the big tittied one from Fate, but anyways, like, not only do we have those examples, brother, they were the ones who came up with like all of these torture methods. Like, my brother, there's this one where if he was deemed like some sort of heretic, they were gonna pull out this like little bulb, this little chunk of metal with a twistable knob onto it, right? And step 1 is that thing's gonna get put straight into your mouth. And step 2 is, you know that twistable knob that I just mentioned? Yeah, the more you twist that thing, the more that bulb opens up inside of your mouth. Okay, that's torture method number 2. Torture method number 3. What am I gonna mention for torture method number 3? Oh yeah, okay, imagine a metallic triangle. Right, imagine a big metallic triangle, and you have a woman that's being deemed a witch, right? She's gonna get hanged right above that triangle, and then slowly lowered down with legs spread at basically an obtuse angle. And then the more you go down, the more it goes grind. And after hearing all of these, you got people telling you that, oh, but actually the church didn't do any bad. You're gonna have to look at them and go like, ha! Are you dead ass? Have you never opened a history book? I'm sorry, have you ever read any form of script, record, or like literally anything to do with Catholic witch hunts? And okay, even if we omit that entire thing, right? My brother, before the list of the Jeffrey the Big Bad Steen was even a concept that we would even acknowledge, when we talk about your local groomer, our fingers will get pointed to our local member of the clergy. Okay, that's how bad of a reputation they had. Now, where am I gonna put this in the list? I think with all of that being said, I'm gonna put you in kinda overused, because here's the thing, right? Okay, I'm gonna start naming off like the good examples of all these like evil church villains, right? Kirei Kotomine, absolute banger, right? Alexander Anderson, yeah, I liked you. I liked your ass, right? I can't lie. You guys kind of went on like a massive aura deficit ever since all the isekais. Like, the church guy from Shield Hero, I don't even remember that man's name. From the point that guy came out as a villain, I'm sorry, I've lost the entire plot of Shield Hero. I don't remember the second half of the entire thing because it was so, like, dead. I'm sorry, like, the average evil church guy in, like, anime nowadays are just motherfuckers from all of these isekais that look like a level 40 mid-game threat. Like, they don't have aura. They don't have aura. Like, you see the church drip? Bro, the church rocks up with, like, the cleanest drip. They've got, like, all these holy symbolisms, right? They've got this, like, worship towards deities that are, like, whether it's fiction or not, like, it's cool in concept. It's, like, absolutely badass and all. But I swear to God, like, at least 50% of the times, it just gets boiled down to, oh, this this guy who you thought was secretly good is actually evil. Like, I think more church villains need to aura farm a little bit more. That is what I'm trying to say. If you want to find good church guys, there are examples. Like, I can talk about, brother, go watch Trigun. Go watch Trigun. Like, you would love Wolfwood within, like, 2 seconds, and this guy appears from like what, episode 6. It's quite late because it's 6 out of 24. Another example I can give you, brother, just play any of the Dragon Quest series. Like, if you play any of the Dragon Quest series, you would like absolutely cream onto the churches because they help you out so goddamn much. The evil German army. The thing about the evil German army is that I can bring over every single argument that I've made with the church people, because like, brother, they are like the perfect template for like villains or like a villain group of some sort, right? They've done some heinous shit, but at the same time they were like the absolute power, at least in their own nation. As a template of villains, it's absolutely banging. Now, the difference I would make between the evil German army and the church people is that the evil, they got to keep their aura. They got to keep the aura that the church people had lost. Because, okay, I'm not even going to say this as a hot take. Like, the overall drip of the German army back in those days, and like the insane advancement they made in military technology, I mean, brother, if you take away all weights and biases, that is cool, right? They were drippy as hell, right? They had guns blazing. They've got all these brand new weapons. Okay, one thing I realized about like the anime fandom as a whole is that there's a lot of military nerds. There's like a whole bunch of military nerds, and I know for a fact I know for a fact Golds and Panzer clicked onto some people for that exact reason, okay? I think the one extra argument I do here is like the fact that it's like glorified and everything. But I think if you take away the example of Golds and Panzer, I feel like 80% of the time, the evil German army is the evil German army, and the reason why they praise it so much as they do is because as an organization, the evil German army was actually like complete. You know, it was a perfect organization, bro. They had the power, they had the drive, and they had like the most menacing, the most intimidating, and the charismatic leader in the entire world at the time, arguably. Now, do they glaze the living shit out of these guys because they were allied back in the war? I actually don't think so. I don't think so because, my brother, the Japanese army was doing absolutely fuck all in Europe, okay? They were doing their own thing. 99% of the times, they were literally just doing their own thing, being like, oh, I'm gonna take this part of Asia, I'm gonna take that part of Asia, and I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna take the entirety of Asia. Like, brother, they literally just used the war as a distraction to just desecrate the entirety of Asia, okay? They were doing their own thing 100%. So I don't think it's for that reason. The reason is, like I said, the evil German army at the time had drip, had influence, had power, had everything, bro. Like, how do you not want to put that into your own story? Like, come on, man. To dumb this all down, the evil German army as a trope is literally like the evil church people, Except they kept the aura, okay? So I'm gonna put you right below them. I'm gonna put you in mostly dumb right. I think that makes sense. The Clankers. Look. You guys have to understand one thing, right? Whenever you see a humanoid robot that looks like a hot, sexy female, you have to understand that there was a progenitor to this motherfucker. Some gooner or some goonette has curated, has designed that robot to specifically look the way that they do. The Clanker was designed to be a Clanker by somebody. There is a blame to this. You see, look. One thing that I want to do, if I ever were able to, like, get into any of, like, the anime verses, is, like, if they have, like, a Clanker character within their own verse, I want to, like, go up to their progenitor and then start interviewing them, right? The main question I'm probably going to ask is, like, why are they designed like that? You know, why is, like, the intercontinental, interglobal killing machine designed to look like the type of motherfucker you're gonna see in Thailand in the streets? And you know what? The best answer I'm probably gonna get is like, bro, I'm telling you, we have studied the art of deception from a long time ago. You see, our methods of protection of our nation is dependent on the enemy team's degree of erection. In order for the interracial, interspecial massacring to take place by the hands of our robot, we must first pretend to appear innocent by making our weapon look like an absolute thirst trap. And I gotta be like, okay, dog, I gotta pause you there. I gotta pause you there for 1 second because I need you to roll back at least 5 seconds and repeat with a straight face what you just said. Okay, look. Something's not adding up. Why does the prototype over there have a secret cooking functionality? Also, why is there a button in the back of their shoulder where when I press it, it just starts speaking some gibberish? You know, I think it goes along the lines of "Ofuro ni suru, gohan ni suru, soretsumo watashi" type shit, brother. Why does it do that? Why when you give this motherfucker a full armor form, right? Whenever I hear the word full armor form of any robot anime go out there, why is it that their central torso is always just wide open while their arms and legs are just heavily armored as shit? Like, why is your ass doing like a reverse bunny girl outfit except with armor? And I bet you their response is always gonna be, oh, that's just another layer of the art of deception. Once again, our motto is that the protection of our nation is dependent on the degree of their erection. And the argument is never ending. I'm telling you, if I were to speak to any of these motherfuckers out there, they are 100% gonna argue that the blueprint that they had to make this fuckable robot has a logical backbone to it. Oh yeah, they also have a smaller hitbox. By the way, just saying, brother. Now, I do kind of want to see a beefy one out there, you know? Like, I need one of them robot anime girls that can, like, start combining surrounding pieces together and then make herself look like a Power Rangers, like, Giga Robot. I need someone to do that. Until I see a transformation in any of these animes where the Clanker becomes literal Optimus Prime, I'm gonna put you in kinda Overused. Like, what's the closest I've seen of that, like, as an example? Cubulate! The 1,000-year-old lolly. I don't think it's like a legality reason. I don't think they're 1,000 years old because the main character has to like canonically marry them or something like that. I think if that was the case, more characters would be like in their 30s, in their 40s, their 50s, etc, etc. But why is it always 1,000? Why is it always these absurd numbers like 500, 600, etc, etc? And I think it's because it's mainly gap boy, bro. Like, it's 80 or 90% of the times it's literally just for the purpose of, oh, you don't expect this cutesy wootsy anime girl with all of her innocence and her smiles to have gone through so many tragedies, so many events throughout of history. Oh, you would not expect this little girl that you're supposed to protect under your pattern recognition system to be the one to protect you because she's the stronger and the more experienced one. Like, 99% of the time is literally treated as like a form of like plot twist, you know what I'm saying? Like what those 1,000 years of like amassed into. Like, I need to at some point know about their history, you know, all the stuff that they went through, all of these events that they've seen through that are probably going to be relevant to the plot. Like, these motherfuckers can be easily used as like a lore machine to just dish out like random ass fun facts about the world. Like, these guys have to be moving like Heimerdinger from Arcane. And okay, I think that the thing about the entire trope is that I think it's mostly done right. From the shows that I've watched, it's mostly done right. So I'm gonna put it there. And half the reason for this is because of the fact that like I feel like it's like a low frequency, high impact kind of trope, you know? Like these kinds of characters appear in like a very limited genre and number of shows, but when they do appear, they become memorable. They're so iconic to the point that people go like, brother, we gotta talk about this. Like, I feel like that's the case. I feel like, you know, like the trope is the one that's iconic. And it's not the animes that have these characters that follow these tropes that made this trope iconic, if you get what I mean. Like, the samurais. I sometimes see people going like, why were we talking about like a hyper-futuristic society where we've got like atomizing plasma rifles and like rocket launchers, the home to your family's IP address or some shit. Like, why would we have all of this? Why do we have like this little cyberpunk samurai motherfucker? Because it's cool! How difficult is it for you to understand that, like, brother? Okay, here's one way that I like to look at samurais in anime, right? They're basically like an equivalent of like pizza, burgers, ramen, curry, the type of dishes that you see everywhere, but at the same time you just can't hate. Like, I can have a samurai in any show. I can have like a swordsman of any kind in any show because they're simply just cool. Like, why would you not have a sword? Like, when the show consists of constant fighting and physical conflict, why would you not have a guy that can swing the sword in an insane way? Like, it doesn't even matter if it's like realistic or not. Like, you can have a samurai motherfucker do like 1,000 cuts in 0.2 seconds and like absolutely desecrate like a 100-man army, right? You can have one of those kinds of people, and they're cool in their own aspects. But then the alternative is like the more realistic kind of swordsman, where they draw their sword, they do a singular slice, they're slick with it, they're clean with it, they're aura farming with sword on hand, and that's it. That's the match over. The other guy's on the floor and this motherfucker is standing here nonchalantly. Like, it just works both ways. Either way, it is absolutely badass, realistically, whether the samurai is realistic or not. Like, I'm putting your ass in tame, bro. Absolutely zero question. Do not question the samurai trope. The characters with the big honker donkers. I don't know. I feel like over the course of the years, like, people started realizing that, you know what? They don't gotta be that big. Like, brother, go to like the 2010s decade. Go to, like, literally travel back in time to like the last decade and check out what they've got out there. Like, my brother, most of those characters out there are struggling to maintain like basic human anatomy because they've got like insane ass proportions. Like, I'm sorry, bro. You're telling me, right, the author of High School DxD had to step in and say like, guys, you guys are power creeping these characters a little bit too much. Like, here's a fun fact for you. My Little Baby Ria's Gremory was meant to be a sizable character. An absurdly sized character, in fact. But you guys are over here ever so casually beating the record. And y'all aren't supposed to do that, man. And he's right. He's right. You're not supposed... How? Like, I think there's categories to size, you know? There's that one category of the size where everybody can, like, unanimously agree in saying, that's a baddie right there. That's an absolute baddie. I would smash that right there. But then there's also that category of size where you just have to point out and be like, is this really somebody's fetish? Like, I think there's a bell curve to size to, like... I figured it out, bro. There's a bell curve distribution on how big all of these anime girls should be, and because at some point too many people went overboard on this bell curve, they had to rewind a little bit back. That's what happened. Like, I feel like y'all still gotta chill. I need to put you in this tier because it's an empty spot, and I think this trope like deserves it the most. I think you people need to chill out on this, man. And okay, it is good that it is kind of calming down, but like God forbid you pick up Bleach in 2026. Orihime does not need all of that. And there you go, that's gonna be it for the tier list of the anime tropes that I think are overused. Oh, I think this is my favorite recording so far, like no question. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, and also hit that bell to keep my videos up there. I'm also going to be streaming on the Twitch channel Sakuragama Riki, link down below. I'll be right there pulling up for some random gaming or coding streams, so do stay tuned for that. Well, that's all I gotta say. Thank you guys for watching, and I shall see you guys in another video.